Welcome back to Let's Get Tipsy.
I'm Priscilla.
I'm Fernando. And this is a podcast where we get a little tipsy, talk about different topics because
we can.
Because we can.
So what did you do this week, Fernando?
This week, too much, quite honestly. But it was mainly the weekend. On Friday, one of my friends came down. One of my best friends from Virginia came down, and I had to go see her, so went to do that. And then Saturday, I went to Raleigh, which is like an hour away from here, literally from like 12:30 to 7.
And then you went right back.
And then I went right back. And then Sunday was my dad's birthday, so we just went out to eat.
Oh, cute.
Then we also had
birria pizza.
Birria pizza.
Because Priscilla was on her sick game this week. And I canceled everything and anything I had to do for Saturday. And then Sunday I recovered in the morning. And then once I recovered, I was like, I'm starving. I couldn't eat while I was going through it. But the second I stopped going through it, it hit me all at once. And I was like hangry, and I was hungry, obviously. And I was just like, I need food right now. And for some reason, I prepare food as if I was going into like an Italian gathering, and I'm ready to like feed all the children.
All the children.
And then I realized there's not that many people in my house. So then I hit up Fernando.
Yeah.
And Stacy, our other friend. And I was like, hey guys, I know y'all had a long weekend, but are y'all hungry? And Fernando said no, which was bold.
Yeah, I was like, because I had just ate. And also, I had just woken up from a nap because we have a group chat and she called first. And then I was like taking a nap while my car was charging. And then I heard it, but I just went like,
No,
I just hit
not
the
today.
intercom, like the side button. And then when I got back up, I was like, wait, I want to see what it was. And then I called her back and she was like, come to Birria Pizza. And I was like, but I'm full.
You're like, I guess I'll go there for like 5 minutes.
I was like, I'll go there for a little bit. It wasn't a little bit. It was a good amount of time.
It's never a little bit.
It's
That's
never
bold.
a little bit. But it was good. It was so good. The pizza was really good.
I'm glad you couldn't pick it up because it was so hefty.
Yeah.
But it was a great pie.
It was.
Outside of that, it's a Monday.
It's a Monday today, which we normally don't record on Mondays.
But
from what I already said, the weekend was packed. And also, I'm still yet to catch up on sleep, so that's pending.
That's insane.
And then I'm set to go back to Raleigh tomorrow, too.
Why?
I have an order to pick up.
Hey.
So, like, right after work.
That's actually crazy.
Yeah. I'll get a break one day.
I don't know, because Fernando likes to agree to plans a lot.
Yeah, I do.
Then again, I can't really blame you. We talked at some point being like, yeah, it's bad when people hit us up because the answer is probably yes.
Yeah, it's like my answer was like yesterday. My answer was like kind of no, but then it was like, okay.
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah.
I was about to drag myself through some plans too. But at the end, I decided that I was too sickly, like a little Victorian boy. I decided that was my day.
I need my day to catch up.
It's going to hit you the same way it hit me.
Yeah.
Your body's not going to give you an option that week. But that was fun for Fernando.
Yeah. Other than that, what else did you do? Did you do anything else this weekend?
No, I'm telling you, I canceled all my plans.
Everything?
I just stayed in bed. It was the day where I just couldn't do anything. My body shut down.
Yeah. But at least you're better now.
I got well-needed rest. Yeah. I'm good to go. Hopefully. Anyway. So, we're back. We're back and we're almost done with Attack on Titan. It feels like we've been dragging this story along for a pretty long time.
To be fair, we took a huge break from from season 1 to now.
Yeah. That was unplanned.
We were still figuring stuff out, so.
But now we kind of have it down.
Kind of.
So today we're actually going to run down part 2 and 3 of season 4 of Attack on Titan. And the last episode is going to be done after me and Fernando watch the movie.
Yes.
Which, the movie, the last episode, same thing.
Yeah.
But
it's pretty much a movie long. Like.
Yeah, pretty much.
So in the last episode, we ended where they were on the rooftop. They were trying to drag Eren out, but Eren already had suspicions that something was going on, and he was like ready. And all of a sudden, they're on the rooftop, and then the Jaw Titan comes out and tries to eat Eren because they were trying to get his power. But Eren was already prepared. He did get his legs chopped off.
That is not the first time, I think.
But he immediately turned into his Titan form, obviously, to survive that, because otherwise he would have got ate. Yeah. But now from here is where it's kind of foggy, because, being truthfully honest, I didn't fully watch all the episodes. I watched a recap. And
some episodes.
And some episodes, but I'm basing it mostly off the recap. So what happens next?
So next, if I'm not mistaken, we pan towards our key alliance, our friend group. I'm talking Armin, I'm talking Mikasa, John, Connie, whoever's still alive. Beats me. I was going to say Sasha, but obviously that's that boat sailed.
She's gone.
So we have our alliance, and then Armin is like, okay guys, hear me out. What if Eren's actually lying? Because, like, the plan to sterilize the entire Eldian-like community sounds really out of pocket, which, if only he knew. But, he was like, Eren is not capable of that. There's no way that that's his plan, and he must be relying on us to be able to decipher through that, to read through him. And Eren, in the meantime, he's out there about trying to get to Zeke. But the Allied forces are like, we have to go help him. We have to go, like, facilitate it for him, because reality is, Eren is probably trying to trick Zeke. That way he can do a small-scale rumbling and keep out people from attacking Paradise, which is the island where the Eldians are at. The walls. Trying to keep them away for like 50 years while they catch up technology-wise.
Right.
So they're like, we have to go and we have to go help Eren. Meanwhile, Eren, like I said, he was trying to get back to Zeke, and Zeke is trying to get to him, because at this point, we already left the Levi-Zeke scene, and he recovered inside of the Titan's stomach. Because it's the founding Titan, the Titan that put him in his stomach was using his own muscles to heal Zeke faster. So Zeke is back. He's fighting. We have the Jaegerists, we have the Allied forces, and we have Zeke and Eren fighting to unite them. And then we have the entire Marleyan army trying to prevent that from happening. And by the Marleyan army, we're talking Zeke, Porco. No, not Zeke, sorry. Porco, Peak. They sound similar.
Yeah.
Gabby. Of course, because obviously we always have to Gabby out there.
Right.
We have, I think it's Magath, but I call him Magath, General Magath. We have Colt. We have all our little Marleyan characters trying to prevent them from touching each other. And in the meantime, Porco, the Jaw Titan, and Peak, and whoever has the Titan form is trying to chomp down on Eren because they don't want him to have the founding power anymore. And like I said, so they were trying to reach each other, and at some point, little sniper Gabby, she realizes that, hey, Eldian people are people too. Beats me how she gets to this conclusion, but she always comes up with her own conclusions. So it's whatever. And as this is happening too, we have Falco, who had ingested Titan spinal fluid thanks to the wine that Zeke had exposed, in a way. We haven't realized that in desperate times, desperate measures are going to be achieved. So Zeke is about to roar. He's about to turn all the people that drank his wine to turn into Titans, including Falco.
Yeah, because their whole goal, I think, was to reach each other, because they made the connection that once they touch royal blood, they pretty much can control everything. But then, the scouts and everyone, the Marleyans, were all like slowing them down, and he realizes this. So his last option was to like scream and transform everyone into the Titan. But then that's when.
Wait, but also we didn't discuss their plan. What kind of? We kind of touched it. The plan was to sterilize all the Eldians.
Oh yeah.
As per Zeke. And they discussed this back in Liberia, where Zeke and Eren met up for the first time. That's where they first made contact.
Yes.
So yeah, we have little sniper Gabby over here, seeing Eren bolting, like in his human form, to reach Zeke. And Zeke had just been taken out of his Titan form. And actually, right before that, this is when what I was saying comes back in. We have Colt and we have Falco. Colt is Falco's older brother. Colt is set to inherit the Beast Titan, if I'm not mistaken, because Gabby is set to inherit the Armor Titan. Yeah. And Colt is like, hey man, like, you know me, you know Falco, like, let us get away, let us get out of earshot, that way Falco doesn't turn. Like, hear me out, please, man, like, hear me out. And Zeke is like, sorry.
That sucks.
It sucks to suck. And he roars nevertheless. And when this happens, Colt is hugging Falco and dying in the process, because during Falco's transformation, obviously Colt gets taken out. And now Falco is a mindless Titan. Real quick, let's harp on that. Zeke orders Falco to eat the Armor Titan, Reiner.
Yeah.
Because right now Reiner's vulnerable. However, the recap said it was self-sacrifice based on Porco's end. But I remember from watching it, Porco was yapping the entire time, talking about, I always deserve better than Reiner. I'm so much better than Reiner. I'm gonna kill all these Eldians. I'm like so powerful. So I mean, did we really lure him on purpose? I don't know. And then obviously Falco gets distracted by this yapping and ends up chomping down on Porco, which turns him into the Jaw Titan. However, since he had been turned straight from Zeke's spinal fluid, he gets kind of a hybrid of the two. So he's part beast, part Jaw. So that's pretty cool. But
you got 2 in 1 deal.
Exactly. And havoc is arising. All these people are turning into Titans. I'm talking Pixis, our lovable characters. They're all turning into Titans. And Gabby, like I said, a little sniper over here, gets a hold of one of the Titan killing guns, rifles, and she takes out our main character just as he's about to reach his brother. His head flies off his body, and thanks to the good old plot armor magic, he conveniently lands on Zeke's hand right before his brainwaves stop. Which in turn, he wakes up in this void past.
The past.
This is where he finds his brother. His brother Zeke goes, I've been waiting for you for years, Eren, because to the outside world, it's instantaneous. However, when you're inside of the past, time moves differently.
And you can tell because the way Zeke looks, he has like a very long beard. Even like his nails are like super long. He's like chained up. So you can tell he's been there for a while, alone by himself, just there.
Mm-hmm. He's chained up because he doesn't have the founder, quote unquote. He's chained up and he's like, come on, Eren, let's get our plan. Let's get a move on. And Eren goes, not so fast. Actually, I'm not going to sterilize all the Eldians. I'm going to start the rumbling. And Zeke goes, I suspected this all along. And takes off the chains.
Yeah.
And then chains Eren in. And he's like, I knew you would do that, something like that. But let me save you the trouble. Like, we're going to do this whether you want to or not. Because reality is that if you have royal blood, you have final say. And it's perfect because I don't know if anyone remembers, but the founding Titan, whenever he's inherited by someone of royal blood, they immediately get the memories from the first king, the little self-suicidal king.
Yeah.
The one that thinks that they deserve to die. So it never, like, turns out for the good. Because I remember Frida, the one, Historia's older sister.
Yeah.
She wanted to be the first one to stand up. But the second she learned the truth, she was, once again, the self-righteous, want to die kleptomaniac. Suicidal. But since the royal blood and the founder were separated, now we're actually going on what they actually truly believe in. And Zeke, like I said, he wants Eldians to die out peacefully. Eren just wants to take everyone out, which me personally, Eren did nothing wrong. And but he's like, here, little brother, let me help you, like, figure your head out. Like, let me show you how our dad traumatized you. And then he shows him his childhood, and he's like, he gave you toys to play with? He didn't try to make you a war spy? He didn't try to tell you about his thoughts? And Aaron was like, nope, I had a pretty good childhood, thank you though. And she kind of goes like, there's gotta be something going on.
Yeah.
And they go through his past, and yeah, nothing goes on. Jaeger is the perfect-ish dad. And Zeke is kind of flabbergasted because he's kind of like, why him and not me? Why didn't you love me? But then they appear into the most one of the most vital moments in the series. And that's when Aaron's dad, Grisha Jaeger, he hears about Wall Maria falling. Or was it Wall Rose? One of the walls fell. And he runs towards the royal family trying to beg for, like, help. Trying to tell them, you have to stop my wife from dying. And they're like, why would I care about your wife? And he's like, no, you have to stop, like, the Titans from eating all these innocent people.
So then he's pretty much telling the royal family, like, you need to stop this. And they are all looking at him, and in this point of view, you can see Aaron and Zeke behind him, but no, obviously nobody else can see them. And then he's telling them, you gotta stop these innocent people. They don't even know what they haven't even done anything. In the scene, you can see Aaron's eyes also, like, turn.
Really?
It like showed, and his eyes, like, turned, and then that's when
angry.
Yeah, all angry. Frida's eyes turn a different color. It was, like, literally, like, purple. And then she starts saying, well, no, they deserve what this is what they deserve. Like, they all need to be wiped out. And he's like, but they haven't done anything. Like, what is this? And then he brought out, like, a little scalpel. And he's like, I'm going to show you what I can do. And he's, like, going to, like, what is he going to do? Like,
I guess stab himself in the hand the same way that Aaron bites his hand. The same way that Peak just chomps off her finger. And Annie has her little ring.
Yeah. So he's, like, about to pretty much transform. Mm-hmm. But then, like, all Frida's family run because obviously they're about to get A if he does that. And then Frida's, like, also, like, almost about to transform. And then Frida's dad is telling her, like, eat him, like, hurry up because he's about to, like, kill us all. As he's going to stab his hand, he's like, I can't do this. He drops, Grisha drops a scalpel on the floor. He's like, I can't do this. I'm a doctor. I'm meant to save lives. Like, this is not what I do. But then Aaron comes over and, like, starts talking to him and tell him, Dad, get up. You're not done here.
That was the biggest plot twist of the moment, man.
And everyone's in shock. Well, everyone referencing Zeke. Zeke is in shock because he's like, wait, so you were the one that did this? Because Grisha was about to call it even, be like, okay, well, you know what, not gonna do it. But then Aaron gets into his ear and tells him, like, you're not done, get up. And then
think of your wife, think of your sister.
Yeah,
get revenge.
And that's when he pretty much wiped all of them out except Rod. And then once he escapes the cave, we can see a glimpse of him being like, are you happy now? Like, is this what you wanted?
And Aaron is like, good job, Dan. Good job.
Good job. But yeah.
That's insane. Like Isayama is such a genius. Because imagine thinking that far ahead.
That's crazy.
And it gets even worse.
Oh,
like,
no.
It always gets worse, obviously.
Yeah.
But the way that this man planned everything out actually goes crazy. So then we go back to the paths. And Zeke and Aaron are together. And Zeke goes, oh, so you're just, like, effed up in the head, huh? Like, it's not, it wasn't nothing. You're just evil. And Aaron goes, I just want to be free. And Zeke goes, okay, you know what, Ymir, do the plan. Sterilize all of them. And Aaron is like, wait, hear me out, Ymir, hear me out. She hugs him from behind. He hugs Ymir from behind. And he's like, you can be free too. You can escape the shackles that you've been tied to for thousands of years. You can escape the king and get revenge. Take out the world with me. Be free. And little Miss Homegirl has the same moment that Aaron has, and you can see angry eyes, and she's like, actually, you're right. So they essentially tell, like, at this point, Zeke wants to leave, like, the whole ordeal, because he's like, oh crap, I think I'm losing. And Ymir's life force, like, brings him back in. Like, just so they can use his royal blood to keep on going.
Yeah.
And so Ymir starts the rumbling. They de-harden all the walls. In turn, also de-hardening all the crystals that have been done before. Annie. And they start the rumbling. And at first, their little alliance, their little Armin, John, etc., they're all super excited because they're like, oh my god, we did it. And then one of the team members goes, there's an awful lot of Titans for a little small scale rumbling. And they go, maybe he wants to take everyone out. And I think it's either Flock or Yelena that comes by, and they're like, yeah, by the way, the plan is to do a whole rumbling. And they go, well. Right then, I would love to be John and be like, so you were saying that he wasn't going to sterilize nobody? He's too good of a person to do that? That's fine. Sure.
That's fine.
And the rumbling starts. And then we have our Merlians freaking out. And at some point, the allied forces, they get with the Merlians and they're like, hey, yo, we gotta come together. And Peak and, like, Falco over there, they're like, and Reiner, are like, he's about to, like, annihilate our countries. And he's like, yeah, but once he does, we can't be fighting. Once he does, there's only going to be 20% of us, bro. There's no reason we should be fighting. And they're like, I guess. Because Eren and Mikasa are convinced that they can talk Eren out of it.
Yeah, which is like, I mean, I don't know how the guy says that they can talk to him. Like, last time that Armin tried to talk to someone,
yeah,
they almost got wiped.
Yeah, but now they're like, yeah, let me talk to him. He's different. I can change him. That's the vibe that they're going into this
Literally.
In the meantime, we don't get much of Eren at this point. Now he's just zooming through the people, through the towns, through the cities. And I know that during this, like, we have a flashback as to when the crew, I'm talking Levi, Hanj, etc., goes into Marley undercover, and Eren sees this little kid who's getting beat up by Marleyan soldiers. He's an Eldian kid, I think.
Yeah.
And he has this whole conundrum because he wants to save him, which he finds pretty pointless because he knows that there's a future in which he kills him. While they're out in this trip, we get another vital moment in which he actually pulls Mikasa aside. Like, they're all drinking, they're all having a good time with little librarial people. And he's like, Mikasa, we gotta talk. And Mikasa's like, hey, what's up, Eren? And Eren is like, what do you see me as? What are we?
Yeah.
And she's like, what do you mean? We're family. And he goes, got it. Dude, if you had just not lied, Eren was willing to drop everything for this girl.
Really?
Yes. Had she said the truth, he would not have done all of this.
Huh.
But no, Miss Homegirl's like, we're family. You're like a brother to me. And he goes, I bet. And they don't see him for another few years. Because now then he goes into hiding and becomes Mr. Kruger and does all his planning and stuff.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And that was that same night where Mikasa was like, we're just friends. And he's like, cool.
Yeah, he got friends.
Bet. No, he got brothers on, even worse.
Yeah, because
I see you like a brother.
Family zone.
So that's happening, and Eren is just trampling everybody in everybody's game. Kids, grandpas, cousins, everybody. And these wall titans, the ones that he unfroze, they are so hot that as they're passing by, trees are lighting up in fire. Houses are lighting up in fire. People are lighting up in fire. They're just giving off so much steam that nothing around them stands a chance. And people are running for their lives. But really, can they even run? Why even try?
Yeah.
Like, they're flattening the earth, bro.
Yeah.
You can't just dodge the foot.
Some people even chose just to end it themselves.
Me too.
Because
They're on to something.
like they're on to something. Because I mean, yeah, isn't inevitable that that's gonna happen at this point.
Exactly. And in the meantime, we have our little crew asking themselves, so what now? How are we going to get to Aaron so quick? And I think it's on Yonkapan that's like, well, let's just take one of the flying boats.
Oh,
Because Yelena comes out and she assures everybody that he's going to go to this one port. I forgot what the name was. But we're going to call it the port for now.
Port.
But because that port held one of Marley's like strongest like aircrafts. It held many aircrafts and explosives, which could be dangerous to Aaron's mission. So Yelena assured everybody that he was heading over to that port in order to take it out.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, we also find Annie. Her and Armin have a little thing. Like, she's awake now, and Armin had inherited Bertolt's memories. I'm not sure why Annie... Oh, it's because Armin would go down to the basement where Annie was being held, and he would talk to her every single day.
Oh, yeah.
That's kind of cute. Kind of weird, but kind of cute. And Annie was like, well, I just want to go see my dad. And they're like, well, his city kind of done got wiped out. And she goes, well, no, I don't have a reason to live, so just go on without me. I don't care.
Yeah, because at this point, she's exhausted. She doesn't want to fight anymore.
Yeah.
Which, fair enough. I mean, like, what are you going to do with all this things going your way?
Yeah. But for some reason, our little main crew never gives up. Oh, but I forgot to mention, at some point, Falco, now that he was a new Titan, they were like, oh, like, let's feed him until Commander picks us or something. Like, let's make use of him, because we can't use this little kid. So let's feed him into one of the mindless Titans that matter. And Connie's dumbass over here goes, can we save my mom?
Right.
Like, bro, read the room. What are we going to do with your mom?
Right. At this point, like, be for real.
Like, a commander, a person with war strategy, someone that's been in the war for years and years and decades. But you want your mom. Chill out, man. At least you know she's safe, but whatever.
Yeah, because, I mean, at this point, they bring her back to life, and then what? She's dead?
Exactly.
Like, they're all dead?
He's basically condemning her for 13 years of life. If she survives.
Yeah.
And then she's dying again. He's wild for that. Anyway.
I think because in that scene, too, he's literally about to feed Falco into her mom.
Who separates him?
Armin. Because he comes in and he's like, you know what? I should have never inherited the Colossal Titan. So let your mom eat me. And then he's about to like go into his mom's mouth, and then that's when Connie's like, change of heart. Actually, like, maybe I don't want my mom back.
Maybe I'm being dramatic here.
maybe this is unrealistic. So he stops Armin, and then that's when they're all like, okay, well, let's just go back.
Yeah, crazy how we just skipped over that.
Right. We also skipped over the Levi part.
Wait, did we?
Yeah, we never explained how Levi got back. The fact that beforehand...
yeah, because I just talked about Zeke coming back. I was just going to like, oh, yeah, Levi's back now. Hi. But you got us.
Yeah, because... what was their name? The Jaegerist.
Mm-hmm.
The Jaegerist had interrogated Hanj before all of this happened. And they were like, take us where Zeke is. And she was like, I think her condition was like, okay, but you're going to show me where Levi is or something like that. And she takes him where Zeke is at, but they also have Levi's like leftover body. I mean,
not the leftover body.
I mean, he lost a couple limbs, but it's okay.
It's Levi though.
It's Levi though. And since she brought them there, he sees Levi's body, so she grabs him and jumps into the river and like escapes that way. But
how did they get back?
I don't remember exactly, but I just remember that she like escaped, like that's how Levi pretty much survived. Also because he's like Ackerman and like
special blood or something like that.
Special blood, something along those lines. So it's like he I mean suffered injuries, but he'll be okay.
Hey man, if you want to watch actual anime, watch it.
Yeah,
it's on Crunchyroll. Don't like, come on.
Right.
Be realistic.
Okay, so right now the remaining crew is heading towards the ports to get to the flying boat in a sense.
That's what they call it. It's
That's
really
what they
a
call
blimp.
it. It's yeah.
Or a plane, actually.
Yeah, it's a plane. I think. And as they're heading over there, we get a glimpse of the people like fixing up the actual plane.
Yeah.
Ship.
Oh, yeah, plane.
I don't know. Yeah, because they keep calling it a flying boat, but it's a plane.
There's a plane.
It's a plane.
They're just unaware.
And they're fixing it up because I don't know what they were doing to it, to be honest. They were just getting it ready.
Yeah.
And suddenly
This annoying,
someone showed up.
this annoying inconvenience, excuse of a life, plot armored, protected, no, good for nothing.
Literally like barely standing.
Fuck.
Flock shows up. And he's like literally like limping. He has a gun and randomly just starts shooting like all around. Like not towards someone, he's just like shooting.
He can't even see. Hans even goes, please don't tell me that this man got dragged through the sea and he's still gonna fight.
Literally.
Like, man, rest. Like, how
Like-
hard does your drive have to be?
Like give it up at this point.
At this point, honestly. But Mikasa makes him give it up.
Yeah, Mikasa instantly like I don't know, strikes him down. Where did like?
She, like, with the ODM gear. Like,
Yeah.
you know how they connect to the walls? She connects to his neck.
Oh yeah. And
He's finally out.
he's finally out. You can see him. He drops the gun. He falls down, and then one of the people does he have a specific name, or one of
Crew members.
one of the crew members that was fixing up the plane goes, he shot the gas tank. Like, this is gonna put us back so much now. Now they have to patch up the bullet holes that he made to the gas tank. And they're like, this is gonna like set us back so much. Like, what do we do now? We have to time it perfectly because otherwise.
The rumbling is on its way. And that's
Yeah.
going to set them back for like an hour or two.
Yeah, I think they said like they can get it fixed, but it's gonna take them an hour. But
They
it's,
don't
like,
have an hour.
risking it because the rumbling is like at their doorstep.
Mhm.
Like
They can hear it. They can see it.
you can see it.
Right there. Yeah, then we get to the crew being like, well, one of us has to stall them. And Armin goes, I'll do it. Because at this point, I think Armin is also suicidal.
I think he's experienced too much. He's just like, I'm over it. Take me out.
me next, please.
But they see him as a valuable source still because they're like, because I think his thing was to become the Colossal and like take him out.
Yeah, with his nuclear like explosion transformation.
Yeah, but they're like, you're too powerful, you're too vital for us to like just throw you out the window like that. So Hanj goes, I'll do it. She was like, I can take them out. I can stall them for a song, for a little bit, so y'all can finish up, and then dip. And before she does that, she tells Armin that he's the next, what is it, commander
Of the scouts.
of the scouts. So he could like even Levi is is
below
like
him.
right below him.
But really, does it mean anything when the scouts are 5 people?
Yeah, when it's like
Your besties.
barely anyone left.
And Levi goes, dang, that's your goodbye? Dry? And she's like, come, let me just have this. Like, let me just have this one. And he goes, dedicate your heart. And this is the first time Levi has said that in the series.
Oh really?
Yeah. That's why it's so, like, gut-wrenching. I was sobbing.
I know. I mean, we just watched it right now because I watched as a recap, so I didn't really get a glimpse of that. And we were rewatching, and I was like,
That's so depressing.
like on the inside, I was like, no, he's gone.
And thing is, I don't know if it was this recap or if it was a different one I watched. That it was like kind of like her last hooray. Like she let herself out one more time because she had been acting completely different. Now she's
really?
now she's compare her to like season 1, huh?
Yeah.
She's all serious. She lost her smile. She lost her spunk.
I mean, she's lost so many people.
Yeah.
And she's been, like, really close to dying.
Yeah. But when she goes up, she's like, wow, Titans truly are wonderful creatures. And then
She starts...
she's a baddie.
She actually, like, starts slaying a good amount of them. Like, and it does cause a delay with them because now, yes, she's taking out some of them, but they're falling. They're huge, so now like a lot of them are like also like tripping on them or like
Tripping along themselves.
yeah, the ones that fell down. It's causing a delay, and they finally get the plane fixed, and they start fueling it up, but they only have enough to do half of a tank because they're right there.
Yeah.
So they gotta go.
And Hans turns around and she's like, "Y'all need more time?"
Right, because she looks back and she sees that they're still like, I think, pushing it out.
Yeah.
And then she's like, more time? And then she gives it her all, but then her cape caught on fire.
Because at this point, you have to think about it. It's been like an hour or two that she's been stalling them.
Like, she gave them their time.
Yeah. I'd be mad too, honestly.
And, I mean, she's just fighting, but her cape starts catching on fire. And again, they are hot in general.
The
steam is coming out, and it's, like, too hot.
The same way that Armin turned into a chicken nugget.
Yeah.
But slower.
but slower.
Ouch.
Ooh, yeah. But yeah, eventually she pretty much turns into a fireball.
They don't take her out easily though.
They don't.
Like,
and I think she had something on a part of the odium gear that just made like an explosion.
Maybe it was one of the thunder spears.
Oh, yeah, something in it. Obviously, she fully caught on fire, and then
yeah. R.I.P. Hans.
That scene was crazy though. Like,
which is insane because whenever we cut back to the original crew, it made me realize how strong they really are. Because remember their life expectancy, like whenever they joined the scouts, Erwin told them,
yeah,
70% of y'all are gonna die. Turns out our main characters did not.
They're our main characters. They got
everybody else did die. No, actually, it was like 95% of them. So
yeah.
But also then we get a scene of Hans in the afterlife.
Yeah. It seems like I even told Pri, I was like, is this her heaven or something? Because in her afterlife she sees Erwin, and he's like you did good. And then he's like, they're on their way, and they can see like the plane like taking off and like flying in the distance, right?
Yeah, which just brought me back into the Rock episode. Like, wherever they were recovering the Tross district, where they were using Aaron's Titan powers for the first time, and he picked up the rock and laid it out.
Yeah.
And one of the soldiers, she went like, all your deaths weren't in vain.
Oh, yeah.
Those brought me back the same feelings. Like, you didn't die in vain.
Yeah.
I was like, oh my gosh, I can't do this right now.
I can't do this right now.
But then we come back to the plane, and everybody's depressed, obviously.
Yeah, literally, as that's going down, it's a clip of Armin, and Armin is like sobbing because I mean they've lost so many people, like, and their crew is so small already that like losing someone else is like, I'm sure, like fully devastating.
And like at this point, delusion has to be the only thing carrying him through. Because how do you think they're gonna beat the founding Titan?
Like, he's huge. He's not a normal Titan anymore. He's like a weird form.
And he's got the rumbling.
And he has the rumbling. And they're like, well, we actually don't even know where his actual body is at because he's like a skeleton.
And mind you, thing is, the thing that makes the most, like, I don't know if impact, but it makes you put it into perspective. If Aaron wanted to, he could stop them.
Yeah.
Because he has Royal Blood and the Founding Titan. He could stop them right there, right now. Take them out, turn them into mindless Titans, or prevent them from doing anything. And he chooses to give them free will.
So right now, they're in the plane trying to like figure out a plan as to how they're gonna take out Aaron, because like I said, he's a skeleton. They don't know where his body's at, because usually it's just the back of the neck. But now they're like, okay, well, what do we take out?
He's a little bit too big right now.
Yeah. And then suddenly they get dragged into the paths.
Mm-hmm.
And Aaron is there with them, and he's telling them, like, you're not going to stop me. Like, whatever you do, like, you can't talk your way out of this one. You like, this is it.
And I don't know if it was before or after that Peak was like, well, easy. Like, just take him out with, I forgot what she said they were going to take him out with.
I can't remember either.
But the whole crew was like, we don't want to kill our friend, which, first of all, your friend is killing most of the earth.
Right.
But Levi goes, well, how about we just kill Zeke?
Yeah.
Then that's going to enable him, and like,
You're separating the royal blood from him, so it's not.
The rumbling will stop.
Yeah, the rumbling will stop because he won't have royal blood to have that full power.
Exactly. And they're like, yeah, let's try that one. So then we cut back to Marley. I think they're in Marley right now. Either that or Liberia. I don't think they're in Liberia. Yeah, give or take.
One of the two.
They're not in Paradise, okay? And we see Annie's dad and most of the warrior parents, like, I think they're pushing them back to prevent them from, like, getting to safety or whatever. And they rebel, actually. They're like, no, we're done. We're fighting right now. And they stand up to the Marleyans, and somehow he gathers, like, a small little rebel group, and his dad does. And the purpose is to get to the port in order to grab one of the ships and just casually fly over the rumbling. Casually. As if that was possible. You think they wouldn't have tried it by now? As if 80% of the Earth wouldn't have done that. But they're like, yeah, we'll just fly over it. But when they get to the port...
Right.
And we're talking like the warrior parents, that's in Reiner's parents. Well, Reiner's mom. Annie's dad. Gabby's parents. Falco's parents, mayhaps?
Maybe?
Warrior parents.
I can't remember. Yeah.
And they get there and they realize that all the blimps are gone. And they're like, well... But then they see the blimps in a distance. They're actually occupied by Marleyan soldiers. And they're full of explosives. And their plan is to drop it over Aaron. However, while they're doing that, they see a shadow of the Beast Titan. However, it's not actually the Beast Titan.
Yeah.
It's a crystallized dupe that Aaron had made, which, obviously not if you pay attention, if you have eyeballs, you can see that, you can see the size comparison. The Beast Titan is supposed to be huge, and he's like a pinky finger on Aaron's back. Like, that's how big Aaron's Titan is right now.
Yeah.
And they always freaked out because obviously we know that Zeke's power is to throw, to pitch, to go. Baseball all the way. Through and through, baby. Anyway. So, all the Marleyans and these blimps go, just release it, the explosives, turn back, let's go. Like, nah, this is not worth it. And I did see the recap that was like, if they had been successful, it might have done something.
Yeah, because I think their whole thing was to do mainly to go as close as they could to his face or his head.
Mm-hmm.
Because everything is skeleton, but his head is like what they were trying to get to. But that's when they were like,
turn back.
Actually, we can't get that close.
And then Zeke's fake Titan, like the one that Aaron made, actually does start throwing things at them. And all of them go down.
They wipe all of the blimps.
So now, I don't think we see this in this episode yet, but we have the Marleyans and the audience. The Marleyans are like, this is all your fault. And the audience are like, is this really the time? Is this really the time to be squaring up with each other? We're about to jump off a cliff for crying out loud.
Like, it really was your options.
Like, you really want to fight right now?
Yeah.
It's kind of like if the world was going down and you were having an argument with your partner and being like, is this the time you want to do this at?
Like, it's right there.
Like, come on. But... nevertheless, then we cut to our main 5 scouts.
For them.
We cut to them seeing Aaron and being like, alright guys, it's game time. Let's go. And they all jump off the plane, obviously without Onyagapon, who's a driver.
Yeah.
And before we finish up, Gabby and Paco are in the ship with Annie because at some point they separated with the, Mikasa's like... Mikasa's descendants.
Yeah.
Well, Mikasa's the descendant of them. But they leave with them to get back to safety.
Mikasa's ancestors.
Yeah, they're the ancestors, that word. And at some point, Falco gets the memories similar to the Attack Titan. He gets memories of past Titans that the Jaw has been. That the Beast has been. And he sees, like, a vision of, like, the Titan flying. And he's like, I think I can do that too. He's
like, wait. I might be able to do that.
But also, I thought it was kind of fun that they did that. Because Falcon.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
I always thought it was kind of like a cute little... I thought it was
sense.
just because of his name. I didn't even realize it was because he was mixed with the Beast Titan. Not once did I think about that. I just thought, maybe because his name is Falco, they gave him a special power.
Huh.
I never thought. Maybe
Maybe
he could fly because he's part beast. But whatever. And they tell this to Annie, and Annie goes, But then we don't see what happens with that. And then we have our little like Scout 5 jump down from their plane to land on Aaron. And immediately mid-flight, Raynor transforms into the Armor Titan and takes down Zeke's fake form. And that's pretty much where they leave us at.
Yeah, so far this is part 2 and 3.
And now all we have is the last episode.
Oh my god.
So close.
So close.
At this point, we're ready to move on. We talked about this thing on episode 1 since we started recording, which was like 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Maybe 3. Who knows?
Yeah.
We're like a month ahead on recording, okay?
We are.
This is probably going to come out ending of December.
Probably.
Honestly.
So, yeah. I guess we'll see what happens.
It's been fun.
It's been fun, as always.
Fernando, what do you think about it so far?
I want to know his reason. I want to know, like, what happened, like, to make him switch up so much. It's
We'll find out next episode.
I'm like, why? Why did he change?
That's so depressing. And you don't know why yet. Ow.
Ow.
Ow. But it's been fun. We've loved to talk about it.
Yes. Of course, as always, you can, if you find this interesting or...
Right before we finish up, I have an important question for you.
Okay.
Is Aaron in the wrong?
That's a loaded question. I feel like I don't know more info right now.
You do. You know enough. Is Aaron in the wrong?
I mean, I see it in his point of view. Like, I see... Because his whole thing is wiping out the rest of the world and just leaving...
Yeah, because the rest of the world was going to kill the entire island. What did the island people do? Nothing.
Nothing. And they wouldn't hear them out. So, I'm like... That's why I'm like, ugh. I mean, he's doing it for his people.
Would you have done the same? Or would you, like, just kind of, like, let the whole world try to annihilate everybody you ever cared about?
No, I don't think I would. I think that's why I'm like, I see where his point of view stands. Like, I see his purpose. But also, I don't know. It's difficult.
Aaron did nothing wrong. In my head. It's still up to debate even after you finish the anime. But in my head, Aaron did nothing wrong.
Because he was just protecting his people.
Yeah, and everybody still tries to say, like, oh, Gabby is just what Aaron would have been had he been born in Marley.
In Marley.
Like, they both went through the same things, and she was just mentally trained a different way than Aaron was.
Right.
And I'm like, actually, I still don't care. Ask Gabby.
Yeah.
Aaron is correct.
Gabby did a lot of, like, why'd she have to kill Sasha?
Like, what did she do? Flock? I get. Shoot Flock all you want. I don't care.
Oh, yeah. Flock is fine, but...
Sasha, man. You know how much you would have enjoyed the free world?
Like, she could have just off someone else in that ship.
I'm sorry.
In that airplane, that thing. But... I don't know. I think I see it in his point of view. Like, I see his reasoning behind it. And... I don't know. I feel like I get him. Like, I get his point of view.
Okay. I'll let you go now.
But... it's crazy. I mean, yeah. Well, if you enjoyed this and you want to follow us on our social medias, first of all, they'll be linked down below. But if not, you can search us up on Instagram and TikTok at Let's Get Tipsy Podcast. Or...
Let's Get Tipsy Pod on Twitter and YouTube.
Yes. And like I said, everything's usually linked down below, so it's easy access if you want to find it. My Instagram, if you want to follow me on Instagram, you can follow me at FernandoM643, or you can follow Priscilla at...
Lovely Priscilla with 2 Y's.
Yes. I think that's it. We'll
Thank
catch
you for
you
watching
guys.
episode, whatever episode number it is.
Well, we'll see you guys for the last episode of Attack on Titan.
Next week. See you.
Next week. Bye.
Bye.